Have you heard the name Haley Beck? She was the high school teacher who groomed her student for 2 years and then entered into a quote-unquote relationship with him once he turned 18. Well, if you haven't heard of her, perhaps you've heard of her very famous brother, Noah Beck. He's a very famous TikToker who ended up landing a few big roles, like in the movie Baywatch. He also has a podcast where he actually featured his sister in one of the episodes.
No, Haley can come in here.
Bring her in.
Haley, you want to come on in? Haley Beck, everyone. This is the oldest of the Beck children. She's the middle. I'm the baby. 23, 22, 20.
Almost 21. Got a drink.
Your parents did good.
They did well.
All
Yeah.
very pretty.
They wasted no time.
But Haley being in her famous brother's content is kind of irrelevant due to the fact that her fame, I guess you would call it, has come from the fact that she is a predatory teacher. She's been accused of grooming and having an inappropriate relationship with one of her students, which is really just par for the course for this channel because every week another teacher is getting caught preying on their students. But what makes this one stand out a bit is not the fact that Haley Beck has a very famous brother. It's the fact that she was one of 2 teachers who was involved in an inappropriate relationship with the same student.
So many people in my comment section are asking why no one's covering the second teacher in this Haley Beck case. Because Haley Beck is not the only teacher involved with this student, but we also have a second teacher. And honestly, there's not much on this teacher, but I have been able to find what they are looking at charging her for. It even says in Haley Beck's statement of charges that on July 28th, the teacher accused student A of having a relationship with another teacher, which was this teacher.
And it's kind of unclear how the relationship between the student and the older teacher was brought to police attention. Supposedly, the boy's grandmother found a video in his phone of the older teacher, whose name is Angela Berlacca, that she found a self-made sensual video of herself where she was saying the student's name. Angela Berlacca has been a teacher at this school for over 20 years. Imagine throwing away your retirement for a teenage boy. Imagine being attracted to a teenage boy. Ew. It's also claimed that Haley knew about the relationship with the other teacher that supposedly happened before her relationship with him, but that she was still very resentful and jealous of the other teacher and made it very clear in text messages that I'm going to show you in just a minute that she resented even being compared to her. But before we get into all that, let's just read over some of the details of this case. 27-year-old Haley Beck has been fired for previously revealed accusations that she groomed and then had sex with a student. And she was even regularly paying him money, where she admitted herself, allegedly, that it felt like straight prostitution in text messages that they found between herself and the student. We also talked about Angela Berlacca, who was 47 years old, who resigned from her job. Unlike Haley, Haley actually refused to resign, and they ended up having to vote to fire her. So this case is interesting to me specifically because it's not common what we're about to see in these text messages. Typically, when there's a student-teacher situation, it's very clear that the student is a victim. And don't get me wrong, he is a victim. But the power dynamic is not what you would typically see in a teacher-student relationship. He is very much in the power position here. You're going to see that because Haley Beck has to be one of the most insecure, most pick-me, most thirsty women I have ever seen, according to these text messages. I mean, it's absurd.
If I were Haley Beck and there was an option to choose like prison time over letting the whole world read those text messages, I would absolutely choose prison time. I have never felt such severe secondhand embarrassment as I do when I read these messages. I read them to my husband because he's a DA, so he tries cases like this, and he's like, dude, I don't even know if we can prosecute it. I don't even know if they could prosecute her because he is very, very clearly the one in power in that relationship. Like, was her dad around? Did he love her? Like, how was she throwing herself at this kid? And he was like, I mean, it's painful.
I don't know that if I ever had secondhand embarrassment so bad as I do reading these texts between Haley Beck and her student. But honestly, the student is low-key funny and calling her out, but also taking what she is giving to him. Wait till you hear these text messages. I already have 2 more videos up of some other text messages, but these are just cringe. So she's complaining because he disliked a message about saying that he was going to see her today. And there's a lot of mixed signs, and he said, I won't be seeing you today unless you pick me up from the airport and just devour my blank. Literally wants nothing else. She says, I thought I can't since you have to get your dad. Then she says, I can't supposed to devour you if I'm driving and dropping you off. Says, at the crib, out front. She says, oh, it's so sus doing it during the day, but okay, whatever you say. He says, come inside, not chill, car it is. If no one was home, then yeah, I'd prefer that. Yeah, I guess I'll settle for being a rebellious teen, a teacher. For settling for being a rebellious teen. Then he says, yep, just like always, a big kid stuck in high school, blanking a high schooler, blank crazy, the world we live in, am I right? She says, like, why are you complaining and making me feel bad? Like, you're getting basically a relationship out of me without the argument and consistent need for commitment and reassurance, so you're welcome. Hold that thought because we have more text messages. Let's back up to that commitment thing here. She laughed at something that said, hey, sugar mama, nice to hear from you. She says, yeah, better suck it up now because I cried myself to sleep last night because you didn't say love you back. I also decided I don't like that title of sugar mama. It makes me feel used. You're being used. Clearly being used. He says, oh gosh, what title do you prefer? Crybaby? Says, watch it, I'm being drama. I didn't cry, but I was visibly shocked. Darling or doll always suffices. He says, I fell asleep. Big whoop. Requested money. Sugar baby requested money from doll-faced sugar mama. Couldn't be clear that he is uninterested in her. I quite literally have secondhand embarrassment. Stay tuned because there are more messages. And a letter.
She also paid him for compliments. There was a time when he requested money, and she said she would give him $5 for every compliment that he gave her. And then he proceeds to literally just compliment her outfit, telling her he liked her shirt, her belt, and said her boots were proportionate to her legs. And it's really sad because you could see in text messages he was constantly calling her fat. And he told her that she was like a corn star without the corn star body. So she would pay this kid for compliments and then complain because he called her his sugar mama. And she said she felt like it was prostitution. He was constantly putting her down, constantly making fun of her, calling her names. And it was just so obvious that he was annoyed with her. And this really brings me back to the clip where she was on her brother's podcast. Listen to what her sister says.
Vulnerable around you guys the most because you're my family, but
I hope so.
Can you say one good thing about me? Because I have a feeling that you had no.
I like your shirt.
No, like what's good? One good trait about
Come
me.
on,
I'm
guys.
I'm
One
funny.
good
Not
one.
you fishing.
You are funny. You
I
are
am
funny.
fishing.
But you're a pick me.
I'm
Because then
not.
at least us not even want to have to say that.
Pull out the
You are funny. You are funny. I will give her that. I will give her that.
I am not a pick me. It depends on the situation.
You saying that.
It depends on the situation.
She gaslit you.
The only person I can see in there is Frankie.
She's
good.
She's the most judgmental person I've
She
ever
calls
met
you
in
a
my
pick
entire
me.
life.
Just because I'm
We're gonna have some
straightforward
clips.
doesn't
If
mean
they edit
Yeah,
this
yeah,
right,
you can't even.
if they
say it
edit
with
this
pride.
right, this is gonna be
That was good.
perfect.
I can be judgmental,
Come on.
but so can you.
Chin up. Say it with pride.
But I can admit it. You can't clearly.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Don't worry about it. Say, yeah, eat me up.
I can't get over
Sorry, that might
No, you actually, like, you got me good. Because you just called her a pick-me, and then she denied being a pick-me, and you go, that's what a pick-me would say.
Yeah.
That's like the,
Don't
that's
bring
times
that
2
shit
manipulate,
up. We
gaslight,
gotta
and
move
girlbot.
on.
I'm sorry, but
I'm
that
trying to
was
move.
good.
I'm trying to work on
That
moving
was
on.
good.
Haley's a pick me.
so funny. Like,
You're
Oh,
a
should we
pick
bring
me.
up? Should we bring up how when I literally got a text?
like, what do you say
No,
there?
no.
Shook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll vouch for this.
Oh,
We can
yeah,
all
yeah.
do it just because it's to make
here
you
we
mad.
go.
No, I got a text from Maxwell saying, "Do you want to be on their podcast?"
And then I
said,
texted
"Yeah,
Noah.
of
Don't
course."
bring Maxwell into this.
Oh, sorry,
Don't
Max.
do it.
Okay, anonymously got a text saying, "Do you want to be on the Put a Sock in It podcast?" I said, "Yeah, of course."
And then I texted
And
Noah.
then no, she was like, "Well, I want to be on it too."
I said, I'm going to be on your podcast.
She's taking. Are you literally taking selfies?
Bitch, I look cute.
Bitch, I'll take BTS of your selfies.
Okay, keep going.
You look hot
Y'all
taking
keep going. Keep our viewers entertained.
Anyway, we all have a little pick me tendencies, and we get it from Amy.
We get it from Larry. We get it from Larry.
She threw
Can you
mom
use my
into
powder?
this.
I need a powder.
She would also go to his games and just hang out on the sidelines or hang out behind him when he was being interviewed. Really just the most obvious and uncomfortable behavior. And apparently this was no secret. Other students knew about what was going on, and they even complained about her preferential treatment of him. How even before this relationship officially started, before it allegedly got physical, students had complained because he could pretty much do whatever he wanted to in the classroom and would get away with it. She would even do his homework for him. She would change his grade. She would change his attendance. And it was even reported that one time she pulled him out of class into the hallway where they had an hour-long argument while all the students were still in the classroom, I guess just hanging out. She was very obvious about her infatuation with him, and that's what I would call it. I would call it a very weird and predatory infatuation because this kid did not like her. He was using her.
Reading the letter that Haley Beck wrote to her student, the police found in her apartment and is now in evidence, is one of the top 2 things that have given me secondhand embarrassment besides reading the text between her and this student. Now, for everyone saying that this student was 18 years old when this happened, that is not true. This started his sophomore year of high school, and she even states, 2 years of knowing you, our relationship has changed so much. And to even know to have to write this part is just embarrassing. There's some random days where you decided to hate me, but that's okay because I know at the end of the day, we're solid. Most of the time. I genuinely feel like you're my brother, weird, and maybe a cousin or stepbro. And as the student said, she literally devoured his SHIT. He's like a brother or cousin. Then she continues to say, just hit me when you want to go get wasted at a bar together and I'll send you my wedding invite one day. I thought this part was super weird. She says, but don't forget our first pickleball hangout and how you wouldn't get out of the car for like 3 hours. Or our run after our state game, or all the random times you fell asleep on my couch just waiting for me to invite you into my room. And then she admits that this relationship is extremely wrong by saying, for this relationship being extremely wrong. And she even knows he's using her because she even says, I'm glad I got to come to your tattoo appointments even if you just wanted me to bring you food, and all of our car hangouts were fun too for eating and other stuff. And apparently this student has been to her parents' house because she says, you've been to my parents' house in their closet. Insane. And that she would always look forward to when he would come over, but you're the reason I went to all the games I could. The more I read, the more I'm just embarrassed for her and baffled.
And you want to talk about baffled? What's really baffling is when you find out that Haley Beck actually had a boyfriend. Yes, a grown-up boyfriend. And we find this out in the text messages between her and the student when he's pretty much making fun of her for it. You can tell she's trying to get out of him here if he has a girlfriend. She says, yeah, all while you have a girlfriend on the side. I'm sorry, Haley, honey, but if he has a girlfriend, you're on the side, I fear. She said, but at least you know that I'm not going to start arguments with you randomly, which she actually does. I don't know if this is supposed to be a compliment or offensive. I don't know what he said, but he said compliment. Oh, that's when he was saying you're just not in a corn star body. That's all. He laughed at all while you have a girlfriend on the side. He said, I live a wild life. What can I say? Reacted 12. I don't know the lingo. Okay. And she said, and there's the insult. If you know what the 12s means, please tell me in the comments. I really need to know. I'm a millennial. He says, is it really an insult or just a fact? She says, so is this you admitting you have a girlfriend? Because weirdly, that's when I'd cut off everything. She so badly wants this to be her boyfriend. Like, you can tell. She said, not like us being cool, just my physical and money services. So I hope you're not lying just to keep it. He laughed at that and he said, nah, for sure. If I was 27 and I had a boyfriend that was a cop, you guys, while I'm breaking the law with my student, I'd probably be conservative with my services as well. He is roasting, you guys. And these texts just go on and on of her just being so thirsty and so needy. And I don't know if she ever realizes that she comes off that way. It's just so delusional, truly. And I'm talking even up until the point that the police are at this kid's house to interview him about what's going on. She's still just delusional.
So we have the text messages of when Haley Beck started to realize the police were onto her. And up here you'll see the student referring to a teacher as Miss B, and that's Mrs. Berlacca, not Mrs. Beck. So that's the other teacher that got caught initially. And then Haley says, okay, as long as it's about her. So she thinks she might be in the clear here. And towards the bottom here you'll see this is where she really starts to freak out. Because the boy tells her that there were police banging on his door. And then she says, wait, what? In all caps, they came to your house? And the boy proceeds to call Haley an idiot right after he just called her a goofball. But she is still in so much denial. She thinks this has to do with Mrs. Berlacca and the kids who reported her. So she grooms these kids and proceeds to still text them when the police are onto her. The police went to this boy's house, so they obviously are going to get access to his phone. She made the police's job so incredibly easy because when they go through his phone and through all the text messages, Haley's interactions with him are going to be at the very top, the most recent. She literally handed all the evidence to them on a silver platter.
Here he says, delete everything about me in your phone, probably. I don't think it's about you, though. I think Mrs. B in some shit. And they're trying to get me for questioning. She said, everything has been deleted. You do the same, but let me know what it's about. I'm nervous. He said, I have no clue. I think she got caught up with some other kids and my name got brought up. She said, I have something to give you also. So she's just changing the conversation to like, I have something to give you. Okay. But then she says, okay, as long as it's about her. And he said, I'm leaving right now. She said, to go where? And he said, Dago. Keep in mind, this kid is like a football star. Okay. So he's looking at college scholarships. And this is where I can go ahead and tell you that he nor his parents were cooperative in this case. First of all, because they were afraid that it would affect his scholarships to college. But also, let me just quickly tell you, and we'll talk about it later, his mom knew about what was going on with this teacher, with Haley Beck. She knew, his mother, yes. But she's like, wait, you're going to Cali now? He's more concerned about an email that she said she got from the school. He wants her to send the email. But she is mostly concerned with not staying till Sunday anymore then. She sent him a screenshot of the email. And she said, wait, so you're like gone? She says, gosh dang it, I had stuff to give you. He says, wow, yes, I'm out. He tells her to mail the stuff. She said, I wonder who said something. Are you going to have to call PD? I can't. Just next time you're home, I guess. I thought I'd have time to at least drop it off by Sunday. He said, it's good. Just don't text me right now. Keep in mind, police are at this kid's house, right? So she goes on to say, all right, I hope you're not like weird with me or something, but okay. Like, God, what an idiot. He says, nah, just not trying to create any new situation. You see this shit in front of your face. Like, she said, I was just wanting to be updated about your stuff, really. Like, at this point, be scared. Like, why are you still so concerned? This kid is moving away to another state. This is over. It's done. And she's still just trying to hold on to whatever she can. But she was saying, yeah, this is just a you and me thing, though. Not that it's right, but others were involved with her. So no need to get automatically standoffish to me, though. And you're also not at blank anymore. I guess that's the name of the school. Good luck in Cali. Don't be a stranger. He said, never. Send me that email again real quick. She says, who are you showing it to? He said, my dad. Did you tell him the police contacted you? He knows, goofball. They showed up at my door, banging on it at 6 a.m. the first day of school and effed up every plan we made to go up there. Didn't get to talk to coaches or any people or anyone. She said, wait, what? She said, they came to your house? Like, yes, Haley, he said that. He literally said that, but you're too concerned with his feelings about you or something. Jeez. He said, I gotta go. Delete this shit. She said, you're being weird, but okay. And he said, you're being an idiot. Like there isn't an investigation going on in front of your face. She said, bro, for videos of Berlaka, because other kids told. You're on your way to Cali. This is over Snap. Like, tell me if it's about something else. And then she wants to know the name of his school. She says, okay, not gonna lie, I feel the need to text you because I feel like I'm out of the loop with your stuff and I don't want you hiding things from me. Oh my God, Haley, how obvious can he be? He's done with this. Especially if it even has a little to do with me. Your sudden decision to leave today kind of made me nervous, and I feel like you wouldn't have told me if I didn't ask. Sorry, this is kind of hard to read. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm you and stress you out because I'm sure your day yesterday has been hard enough, but you can talk to me on here. Like you're in Cali and this is over Snap. I'm not dumb to the situation, but I feel like my mind has been stressing just because you're not really talking to me about this. This girl is more concerned with maintaining a friendship with this kid. He's moving to a different state. He's trying to move on with his life. He doesn't want to be doing this anymore. And she's just dragging it out. And he can't be any more obvious without being straight up mean. And honestly, I think he could probably curse her out, tell her she's the fuggliest chick he's ever seen and wants her to never speak to him again, and I don't think it would get through her head. She is so delusional. It's actually sad. It's concerning. This is a predator. I don't care if at this point he's 18 or not. She started this when he was, it wasn't clear if he was 15 or 16 at the time. But this has been going on, and, you know, he's done with it. I think he's realizing, like, okay, this could mess up my life too, and I need to get out of here. I want to focus on football. I want to focus on scholarships. And she's just concerned with, how do you feel about me? Do you still like me? I mean, she didn't really say that. I made that up. But, you know, we all know these girls. We all know girls like that. And this girl has just, I mean, she's got problems.
As a former high school educator, I bet my last dollar that Haley Beck chick was a fucking loser in high school. Grade A. Wasn't getting no play. Couldn't get a coochie away if she wanted to. Hello? And so what did she settle for? Becoming a high school teacher so she could live out her weird fantasy of being a young hot fly girl in high school. Problem is, the cool teachers are the ones that don't have to try that hard, right? If anything, the cool teachers are the ones that the students have the most respect for. You can tell that them students have no respect for her because they know that she's a fucking weirdo. They know she's a weirdo. That young man, while still a victim, amen, knew, bitch, you're so fucking desperate. You're so fucking lame for attention that you are willing to pay a high school student $5 a compliment just so you can feel something. Wow, what a fucking shame. Mind you, being a teacher does include wearing many hats. None of them include hunching on your kids, right? And I feel like we do not talk about how a little bit more sinister women predators are when it comes to school presence, right? We talk a lot about men. This ain't about them, right? And I'll never let up on a man because they're disgusting. But women predators, especially when it comes to educating kids, is a different type of nasty.
100%, she's absolutely correct. It's just a different kind of nasty. That's all you can really say about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. There's going to be so much more to come out about this case, and I specifically want to know more about Mrs. Berlacca's case, obviously. I have a feeling the floodgates are going to open with that here soon. And I also want to hear more about the victim's mom and the victim's dad and what they knew, because allegedly they knew about his relationship with the teacher and did nothing about it. So in my book, they're guilty as well and need to be held accountable. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, let me know if you have any more information or anything specific about it that you want me to cover in the next video, because I have a feeling it won't take long for more to just keep pouring out about this case. If you care about keeping kids safe in real life and online, then I welcome you to subscribe and hit the notification bell to support me in that mission. I thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.